welcome back to Open Net, everyone. We are here with Quilly and Zach,
I
and
feel so much lower than usual.
Well, you definitely are. You got demoted. We are super excited to jump into the very exciting topics we have going on today. We have some reviews, and we're jumping into an interview with the Piggy Buggy, and then we got some power rankings. So before we get started, Quilly, Zach, you guys got anything to say to start this episode off with?
FL aficionado. Today we add AL to the resume.
That's true. That is true.
I'm sorry to all AL players, and I'm sorry to everyone in AL in advance.
We had some very, very special professional players assist Quilly with understanding how AL works because he's never been there and he probably won't be there. So we needed to kind of describe it to him.
I thought you were an AL Quilly. I'm not even gonna lie.
Sometimes you catch me on a good day, I might play like an AL player, and every other day I'm pretty much bronze 3.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right. All right. Well, Quilly, how about we talk about your strong suit here, FL? Let us know what happened in week 3.
That's what I'm talking about. I can talk about this stuff. The FL aficionado. To get it off started, we have the Aviators dominating the Hawks across the board with a 9-1 win. They took a 5-0 and a 4-1. That would add up to a 9-1. It was pretty much a dominant performance by them across the board. But the star player, BC Fluffy, he might be the new owner of the Hawks franchise, or at least the FL team, with how he performed against them this week, doubling up in both 2s and 3s. He posted 27 goals on 50 shots, along with 10 assists. The output from him is insane. It's got to be demoralizing for literally. It's got to be demoralizing for the Hawks for one player to put up that many numbers on you. One of the games being so bad that it was 10-1. His Sprocket ratings in both was 87 and 71, which bumped him up to a 10 sal. Which I'm assuming he's not going to be in FL for much longer with how he played.
I mean, he definitely deserved that bump up to a 10 sal. I mean, if he's putting up those numbers, that's insane. I just played a game this last weekend. I got 2 goals out of like 13 shots, and he's hitting 27 out of 50. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, like if you, yeah, he probably must have thought I'm not probably gonna go up in sal. Like this is fine. Like he knew after that final game when they just dominated. He knew, I'm definitely going up. So.
All right, you got 27 on 50. He taking a shot. The odds of it going in are higher than it not going in. So that's pretty crazy stat.
Honestly.
Aren't there like records for these types of like games where they have like so many shots in a game?
I'm not a numbers guy. We gotta bring that up with the numbers people.
Yeah. Sorry, we're not those guys.
I'm simply a face on a camera, not a numbers expert.
Absolutely, there's guys in tiny boxes on screens. That's it.
Exactly. All right, moving it on. We get to the Spectres and Comets 2s game. We got the Spectres winning 3-2 over the Comets. This one was the most even of the outcomes I've seen, like ever in MLE. 3 of the players had 8 goals, and the other player had 9. God. They're all virtually identical. And both teams have their assist differential total was 3. The only outlier stat-wise was Prototype X, who had 16 saves. I think the next highest was like 7. It was like 7, 5, and 4. And that was the only outlier. But this matchup was hard fought. 4 out of the 5 games were decided by less than 2 goals, and there was one outlier game with I think it was a 4-goal differential. But that was a crazy matchup. That was as even as it gets to have that many close games and all the stats virtually equal. I think if they have a rematch in the playoffs, I think that might be one of the most hyped games, and it might be one of the most intense.
I gotta add something here. So I would like to mention that I know the FL Spectres pretty well, and I would just like to add that this was actually a reverse sweep. This game
was it?
Oh, snap!
Dang!
I think this one was a reverse sweep. It's either this one was a reverse sweep or the 3s was a reverse sweep.
I think 3s was a 4-1 win.
Okay, then this one was a reverse sweep. Yeah.
Damn, I mean, reverse sweep. That's got. I didn't even notice that when I was going through the stats. That's an insane thing to pull off, and they're all close games, so they're hard fought, tooth and nail to get this reverse sweep.
He definitely brought the Hawks. No, not the Hawks. I'm sorry. He definitely brought the Comets like bad memories now. By just saying that.
They're like, oh no, we're bringing it up, and
yeah.
They almost got by without the reverse sweep being mentioned.
I know. Sorry, dude. Just gotta throw it in there. If we ever don't say that it was a reverse sweep and it was a reverse sweep, please put it in the comments so that we can have fun.
Don't worry, we have someone watching at all times. They'll yell at us that we're wrong. Don't worry, we take blame. All right, moving on to my new favorite segment, AL recap. Wish me luck. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
But
You need it.
in twos, with Dark pickup for the Ducks this week, they seem to have made the right call as Postman and Derek are able to break down the Hive and get a series win under their belt. The first series win they have been looking for as well. They have nothing this season in the first couple weeks. So I mean, to finally get a win, it's a big move for them. The Hive's Springer and Captain Cole played on their back foot for majority of the series, but could not find the back of the net, getting scored by 7 goals and only shooting 26%, or having a 26% shot percentage. The game that made the difference was Game 4, the shutdown of the Hive offense, and gave the Ducks the push to ensure they got their 3 wins. While not taking away from the Hive's top spot in the division, it could be a signs of a changing flock on the Ducks AL squad. I always got to get the puns in there.
Yes, I love it. Honestly, you were definitely quacking around there, dude.
But no, big up for them. I know Captain Cole, new addition also to the AL division. I see they're top of division, so big ups for them. Hopefully they can bounce back from this.
So let me get this straight. Wait, let me get straight. The Ducks won or the Hives won?
The Ducks won.
The Ducks? Yeah. That, not going to lie, the 26% shot, that is a little off. But, I mean, you can always bounce back from that. You know, you have your games and you don't have your games. So,
like I said earlier, I had less. I had 2 out of 13.
No matter what, he has
still won the series.
Guy has nothing to say.
Still won the series. We
still won the series. But
no. Your teammates won the series. You were just there for the experience.
Hey! I had the second highest rocket rating. Okay,
at the end,
I was just doing good in other things. The crossbar is my favorite thing. Like sometimes I just stare gloriously at it, and then the ball just goes there. That's why.
Aiming for it. But moving on, we have the Pandas who got shut down by the Sharks, leading to the Sharks having their first series win and series sweep against the Pandas. AJ Binky and the Big C showing trust and chemistry and a terrifying hail of hard-hitting balls against the back of the net. Scoring 25 out of the 49 shots, the Pandas struggled to find a good offensive push that caught behind the net. Cracker 904 getting 10 saves in the series with Clifford's help of 5, but could not handle the Sharknado pushing them further down the standings.
Sharknado. I like how you put that in there.
Sharknado reference as always.
Love it. Honestly, my favorite part.
That was a show, right? That was a show, right?
No, it was a movie. 3 movies.
There's like 3 movies.
I swear, I thought it was like a show on ABC. No. Is that, let me stop. I'm gonna say something really, really, really bad. But I was gonna say, yeah, 25 goals out of 49 shots. That is like crazy in my opinion. Like especially in AL. Like I remember every single stream we talk about AL, and there's just a crazy stat that just pops in, and I'm just like, that's AL? Like really? Like that's how many shots you're pushing out in AL. So that is amazing for the yeah, that's amazing. I had to reread it. I'm sorry.
No, big ups to them. Definitely 25 out of 49 shots. It's a big shooting percentage week this week. If you're shooting well, you're winning games. It's pretty much. I mean, it's pretty much the name of the game out here.
Unless you're me.
Unless you are Sky Guy.
Sky Guy in the back.
Yeah,
it's him standing in the net, just watching his team go. Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
All right, moving on. We have a wild one. This is going to be a brain twister for you guys. We're gonna have to try to figure it out. But the Foxes versus Sabres happened live on stream this past week, and what a series! Before we talk about this, does our broadcaster have a copy of this report card? Because we need it up right now.
I would love to see it.
All right, it's going to be confusing with the oranges on oranges, but if you look, if you look closely, look at the names. The top team is the team that won, and all of their sprocket ratings are lower than the losing team at the bottom.
So which team is which?
The top team, the top 3 players are the Foxes, and the bottom 3 are the Sabres.
Which games did they win? I expect you to know everything about this report card.
Yeah, we expect you to know everything.
I just look at numbers, man.
I thought you weren't the numbers guy. Okay.
Honestly, that is really crazy that the team with the lowest bracket ratings managed to pull out the series win rather than the team that had like above 50 Sprocket ratings. Because you expect teams that have above 50 Sprocket ratings to at least get a series win. But at like it being switch swap, like that's just crazy in my opinion.
I was talking about close knit matchups before. This is as close as it gets. It's not even like one player stood out. All 3 players on the winning team are below all 3 players on the losing team.
Yeah.
It's got to be a first.
I guess props, you know, big props over to the Foxes. Not much else you can say than that. It's definitely history in the making right there.
Yeah, but if you're the losing team, you're sitting there looking at it like, how do we outplay them and still lose? That's just one of those things that the Rocket gods aren't on your side right there.
That is just something that I can't even explain. I remember when I first saw that, I actually was about to message somebody like, is this even like, is there a problem? Like ball chasing or something like this? So they get something wrong.
They sent in the wrong link. What happened? What happened?
There's 3 constants in life. It's death, taxes, and not understanding how Sprocket decides outcomes. We let the Sprocket gods do the numbers there.
Yeah, yes, we do. We do.
We're
lazy. We're not numbers guys. So
no,
we're not numbers guys.
But that wraps it up for the AL recap.
Honorable mention for Boog RL, who told me that apparently the Rhinos reverse swept the Outlaws in 3s for AL. So yeah. Let us know. Let us know in the comments. I'll put it out here. I'll give you a free shout
Outlaws. Come on,
for
Outlaws.
being active and being cute. Just saying. So, given that, we're now jumping into Champion League, the league I'm in, and we're going to talk about the Blizzards and how they barely survived the Hurricanes' wrath this past week with the 3-2 win, keeping the streak alive, because the Blizzards are currently undefeated in 2s, which is great for them. But the Hurricanes were really close to taking that streak away from them, considering that it was only a 3-2 win. And when you look at the games, it's not like they were super like one team and then another team. That they were all very close games. So you could tell it was very well fought out. Great job to the Hurricanes for trying to take the Blizzards down, but the Blizzards are on a hot streak. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them continue going and going and going.
Yeah, hot streak this early could be big. Hopefully it doesn't fizzle out later or like this early in the season, because that could be detrimental in the long run. I hope that they take it take the distance.
I don't, because I have to face them, but yeah.
Yeah,
with your 2 goals, they're not scared.
the Blizzards, the Blizzards barely surviving. Like you using the word barely, like that shows that the Hurricanes could definitely give any team a problem. That definitely shows. So, Blizzards are definitely going to look over these replays and say, we have to, if we want to be the best in CL, we have to prove it every week. But after this past week, like I think people are starting to see like the holes and gaps between that team. So, be aware, Blizzards. A team is going to eventually come in and swoop you right under the rug.
Yeah, we'll see. And, Ruben Sandwich is an avid watcher and a panelist here, but he's also the FM of Blizzard. So if you're listening, Ruben, you got to fix some stuff. Trust.
I'm waiting for the Twitch chat for him to just pop up.
I know. Ruben Sandwich saying, "You guys suck. Stop talking about me." Alrighty, so we're actually going to talk about the Spartans now, popping off against the Jets this week. It was a well-needed win. They struggled to get a series win for the first 2 weeks, and this was the first series win. So props to the Spartans. They They shot down the Jets with the clean 5-0. Clean 5-0. And this was a make-or-break series for both teams, considering they're both middle lower part of the pack. So considering that the Spartans were able to jump this far ahead was really powerful for them. Any team that went 5-0 was going to have a really good jump into the conference play-ins for the upcoming weeks. Yeah, good job, Spartans, for that one. Got to give them props. Oh, God.
Spartans begging to be talked about right now.
Oh, my God, you're right. So many Spartans in here. It's definitely doesn't have anything to do with us interviewing their FM later, but yeah.
Nah, 5-0s are best to see. Whenever I see a 5-0 in ML, I'm like, well, that team is good. All right.
I know, right? Because you could be up 4-0, but then by the final game, maybe you're like over it and you're just like, all right, I don't care.
Oh, that's happened plenty of times.
I've
even been in games where we're like 3-0, we got the series win, and I'm ready to say, 5-0 is coming, and then they come in and swoop the last 2 games.
Exactly.
And it gets you mad because you're like, we could have 5-0'd, but props to the teams that get to finish it out. So
yeah. Sometimes you get ahead of yourself. You start ball chasing too much, and you resort back to the basics, and you get dookied on the rest of the way out.
It'd be like that. It really do be like that sometimes. But enough about twos and more about the actual Rocket League gameplay of threes. So, just kidding. I'm actually a twos man. Dodgers boosted themselves into the top 4 teams of CL in standard this week with a great 4-dub over the Tyrants. I mean, the Tyrants are a big matchup for them. We're a big matchup for them. They're still a strong team, the Tyrants are. And unfortunately, their standing doesn't exactly show it as much as it probably should. But if you're facing against the Tyrants this upcoming week, I'm actually not sure who is, but you're going to watch out because they're going to want some revenge after what happened this last week in threes. But if you remember last week, the Tyrants carried themselves really, really high over the Elite on a streamed match. And the Dodgers didn't allow them to celebrate that for too long, taking them out this week really, really well. And then we have the Flames getting another fantastic 4-1 win over the Shadows. Justin, Andrew Ninja, and Bobby Shu, all with a total of over 59 shots total.
What?
Yeah. They're like adding them up. 59 shots taken that game.
I'm starting to think defense was optional this week. I don't know how many shots are being put off.
Yeah, one moment you're like, I'm not gonna go for it, and then the next time you're like, all right, I'll go for it now.
Yeah, so you definitely tell that the series was dominated by the Flames.
Yeah,
they gave a blood.
If there's 59 shots, like you definitely know that half of those shots were just big booms to the other side. Like every moment they had was just a boom, boom. So that is just crazy, especially in CL. Like I know I'm not talking below these leagues, but like back when I was in CL, maybe there was like 30 shots a game or like 32, but like every time I'm seeing on OpenNet that there's 59, even 60, I'm like that's just crazy. Like just really like Quill said, like defense was optional.
Yeah, especially in threes, it's hard with how many people are rotating and how many people are always there. Big ups to them. Big
honestly. So there's definitely some rotational issues that were going on with the Shadows. So I'm sure Shadows are going to have some replay review sessions.
Message from an NFL player: get gooder.
So maybe they need to work on their shadow defense or something. I don't know.
Shadowing too much.
Alrighty, that's enough punch from Quilly and I. Zach V, how about you take this away with ML?
Alrighty, with twos this week, the Rhinos with Jake, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, but miniature. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry if I get it wrong. I'm definitely going to get flamed. But they dominated against the Outlaws this week, who previously the last week 5-0'd against the Bears. So I don't know, going from 5-0 to 0-5, it's kind of a big setback. With 25 shots, Miniature had 11 goals with the 7 assists, also with 9 saves that gave him a total Sprocket rating of a 72.81, while his teammate Jake had a 60.56 Sprocket rating with 12 goals, 3 assists, 6 saves, and 26 shots. The total shots that game were 51 shots, which is amazing. The Rhinos are definitely a big sleeper team coming up this next week.
That's crazy. Yet again, these 50+ shots per series is crazy, dude.
And I mean, it is twos, so I could, I expect more shots in twos compared to threes.
You're right. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially in ML, ML's you're starting to get faster, and you're starting to, have more shots, upper corner, lower. So you could expect that, but when it's a 5-0 and you're getting 51 shots, the Outlaws were just not prepared for this team coming in, and the Rhinos didn't have a good record coming into this week before they beat the Outlaws, and I think the Outlaws must have taken them very lightly.
I see. And how much did the Rhinos win by? Was this a 5-0?
Yeah, this is a straight 5-0.
Beast.
So a lot of teams getting dominated.
I know Zach is a Rhino.
I'm a very big Rhino fan. Anything else to say, Quill? Sky?
Zach be the Rhino guy.
Meow. Okay, on to threes. We are going on to the Pandas. Now, the Pandas previously this past couple of weeks have not been doing good in threes, but they bounced back with an amazing 5-0. Woozle, Syrup, and Smoka all above a 50 Sprocket rating in this series. And I forgot to mention, it's a 5-0. The Sharks the previous week had a good 3-2 win, but they fell back on this one. And I'm hoping that they'll make a big comeback this upcoming week.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've always kind of been rooting for the Pandas because they're although they're marsupial, they're basically a type of bear. So, gotta support the brothers in arms.
I feel like they're cousins. I support the cousins.
We're the cool cousins
Yeah.
that always have sleepovers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mostly say with threes that threes can be on and off for like no matter who you put in. Threes is just on and off when it comes to 3-2s, 4-1s, or 5-0s. It just really depends on which team really wants it more. Whoever goes into the game and wants to play the best, they'll get the best record. So, props to the Pandas for coming back on this. And as I said in the beginning of the season, the Pandas weren't doing that good. I guess they had a little chemistry issue, but I could see that their chemistry is starting to pick up now, and they're going to be that team that's going to sneak into the playoffs with a nice record.
I see. The comment section says that Sharks play Tyrants this upcoming week.
Well, you got me wrong. Sorry.
Get gooder, Zach.
Yeah, gooder. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Anything else, guys?
No, that's it for us for ML. It's not like
I was gonna wait for a quote to be like, nope, I'm in FL. Can't say anything.
That's why I'm biting my tongue. I don't feel like getting yelled at in my DMs.
On to PL. As me and Quill always say, even with Midget, Sky, you could join us. PL is in their own section. They're in the far, far away land. So
you're right. They're just so bad that we need to keep them down there.
Exactly. Why do we even keep them on board anymore?
Yeah. With twos this week, Alozai and Yeezy pulled out a 4-1 victory against the Rhinos, who last week won on stream 3-2 against the Flames. Alozai had a 66.85 Sprocket rating, followed by Yeezy with the 60.04 rating. Proved too much for Just Tuck and Red in this matchup. Pandas are the only team in PO with a 3-0 record in either mode. They are on fire.
I'm trying to read all these numbers they got going on.
I know, dude.
I should have spaced it out a little more. Sorry, guys.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, props for the above 60 Sprocket ratings, right? We don't really see that often, and I've kind of figured out more and more as you play more scrims that it's really hard to get a high Sprocket rating, dude.
I would assume in PL it is, and I speak on just one league lower, but the speed and the consistency you need to have in PL, I would assume it's pretty hard to get above a 60 or even a 50 in PL, but the players that are playing right now prove that it's possible. So props to the Pandas for getting this win, and I really hope the Rhinos can pull it out this upcoming week and get a better record.
Yeah, absolutely. I know
no
you.
offense,
I know
Rhinos.
you hope. I know
I'll
you
say,
hope that
yeah. I know.
If you PL players need any lessons, you guys can hit my DMs. I'll teach you a thing or two.
Yeah.
He'll send you a Sunless Con video. How to get
the only requirement, if you send me your social security number, I will give you all the information you need.
Yeah,
just the last 4 digits.
That's quite literally necessary for us to do anything.
I can't do anything about it.
No.
Alrighty, on to threes. I saw Goldfish in the comment, but the Lightnings are going crazy this season, and this game shows it with the Lightnings giving a 4-1 win to the Sabres with Talo, Pandy, and Cheems or Chems. I'm sorry, I don't get it wrong.
I would say Chems. I don't know. I would say Chems.
Yeah, people got to make some easier names to read out here.
Pandy's definitely gonna DM me saying, you need to pronounce it better. But all of them having above a 50 Sprocket rating and a total of 41 shots that game in total. That's nice. That's actually not surprising. That's PL. They're just bang, bang.
Honestly,
I think one point I did a PL scrim and I couldn't even consistently look at the ball. I blacked out. The ball was just going too fast.
They're playing their PLs. It should be the P stands for ping pong. That's all they're doing is just back and forth. Right?
It's literally just Heat Seeker, but without the colors.
It's basically Heat Seeker. And I what it is? I was playing with Pandy last night, and Pandy every time I just turn the camera around, he's bang everywhere. So it's PL is just another world of its own. And the Lightnings, I do see them being a team that can win it all this season. That is my hot take in PL, but I do believe the Lightnings are the type of team to win it all this season by the way they've been playing.
I don't know the conferences pretty well, but would it be possible to have a Lightning Rhino grand final match? Would that be?
But no offense, Rhinos, but by the way the Rhinos are playing, I don't know if playoffs is in their dictionary right now.
Their biggest supporter.
But they'll make it back. They'll make it back. I know they can.
Okay. I know you're supporting that.
I am supporting that.
Just Tuck says it will happen. Just Tuck says Lightnings. He was making fun of you for saying Lightnings.
He says Lightnings, LOL. I don't know what that means, but
he's making fun of you for saying Lightnings because saying Lightnings is such a weird thing to say.
Oh yeah, no. They flame me for that. They flame me for that. I literally say Lightnings are Pandas or Dodgers, and then I go into like the premier waiting room, and they're like, "Oh, there he is, a guy who says ings, 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 ings."
Well,
I'm gonna get yelled at, so it's all right.
So Rhinos versus Lightning's final is possible. That's what we have found out so far. Thank you, comment section, for being beautiful. Alrighty, well, I guess that's enough of us talking about what happened this weekend. Why don't we go and see a little bit of what happened this last week with a couple of Player of the Week clips. This week we got 4 Player of the Week clips. We have 1 from ML, 1 from AL, and 2 from PL. So we are being blessed with some beauties today. So why don't we start off by seeing Timmy? I'm not sure what team he's on. It just says Wolves versus Puffins here. He's an ML though. Zach V, you know who he is, Timmy from Wolves or Puffins?
He plays for the Wolves.
Wolves. All right, Timmy from the Wolves in 3s hits a clip, sent it in to Play of the Week. Why don't we take a look at that?
Now early on in this game from the Wolves, and they're making good defensive decisions here. And Timmy now carrying the ball to the net, and he puts it away to make it 2-0 for the Wolves.
Wow, what a carry from Timmy, using all that boost and the security there, just being home, man, right there, so he can't get the clear. The Wolves, they're hungry. They're hungry, right? So that reverse.
Wow. Honestly, that was one of the smoothest air dribbles I've ever seen. It was smoother than anything I've ever done in Rocket League.
To be able to throw it up there and then follow it up with the dunk.
That air dribble was. I'm just kidding. That air dribble was especially
the critical thinker.
Yeah, especially with I was just telling Sky Guy and Quill that the Puffins are 14-1 in total in ML, and that, you know, Doomsucker and D-Scout, both of them are amazing players. You know, both of them put up over 60 Sprocket ratings for the past couple of weeks. So doing that on potentially 2 of the best players in ML, that was just amazing from Timmy. Props to him.
Yeah, that was really cool. So now we need the professional opinion from Quilly, the FL player. So given that you are so good at this game, what do you take out of this?
You know, I think he could have used a little better adjustments on his flight pat. I'm kidding, but it was a great play. It definitely looks like a self alley-oop the way he carried it all the way and then hammered it home with a dunk. It was an insane play. That's a strong start. Everyone else, all the rest of the clips have a tough act to follow with that shot.
Absolutely. But talking about the other clips, let's hop into Wesley Snipes. Not sure if he's on the Foxes or Sabres. I think he's on the Foxes. I think he's on the Foxes because I actually know the AL Sabres. I actually know that.
Say there's a 50-50 shot. You can guess.
Yeah.
They're both. He's on the orange team. So this is actually the report card that we saw earlier. The really close matchup. So that's pretty cool that we're mentioning that. So we got this from 3s. Foxes, Wesley Snipes. Why don't we shoot that up too?
Same position as Phoebe, but able to get the save off the shot from Mo. Ball still on target, though. Gets dunked in off the crossbar, and Mo steals the goal from Wesley Snipes at the very end.
I mean, come on. What a double touch right there by Wesley Snipes. That was such a great, shot. I don't even know if I'm going to call that a pass. Mo was just there to clean the porch.
So, okay, sorry, we were making jokes in the background. That's besides the point here. Zach started eating more crackers, and we just couldn't stop ourselves from laughing.
Zach, a cracker guy.
Yes.
I only have my beard roller today. Sorry, guys.
You're gonna eat that?
No, just going like this.
All right, Wesley. Well, that was a really nice little air dribble for sure. Especially coming from an AL player, you got to look at an AL perspective, right? We just saw an insane ML play, but this is AL, so we have to see it this way. Or actually, it says Timmy was CL. Maybe no, he's ML. He's ML.
No,
Timmy's my notes are wrong.
ML.
My notes are wrong. That's on me. So yeah, this Fox player right here just hit this nice little clip, and until his teammate came and finished it off. So props to his teammate for cleaning it up. We always need a good cleanup crew. You know what I mean? But I thought it was nice. I thought it was really smooth, like because it happened so fast. He was in the corner, and all of a sudden the ball is bouncing in the net. You know what I mean?
You can see from the defenders how they just jumped sporadically and just went flying in any direction. And they were panicked. They're like, "Oh my god, why is he flying like this? This is AL. You're not supposed to know that."
Yeah, absolutely. So the speed there was definitely something to note as well. You know what I mean? Just how fast it came from the corner, how well he was able to control it. Because when you hit the ball into the other team's corner, that's almost like a death sentence for your entire attack. You don't have much angles. You don't have much
even in higher rankings when you get the ball hits in the corner, it feels like life or death situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean,
so
yeah, that
honestly,
was an
props.
amazing shot. That was an amazing shot.
Yeah.
Not even shot. That was an amazing pass. Taking the ball over somebody and just booming it right in. To be honest, I was looking at it. I didn't even know which team was which in the beginning, but then eventually I did figure it out. It was the Foxes that scored. But props to the Foxes.
Yeah. Big props. Good job, Wesley Snipes. But the next one, we are jumping into 2 PLs. All right, you guys ready for the first one? Is Lacked Shark. I'm 99% sure he's on the Blizzards.
He's on PL Blizzards, yeah.
Perfect. Oh, I'm so good at this. Okay, so Lacked Shark, PL3s, Blizzard versus Dodgers. Let's run that clip. Let's see how good he did.
The Blizzard are really solidified in this pressure. They do not want to let go of this ball right now. And I mean, they're not going to have to, especially with Shark just going straight through the last Dodgers defender.
Yeah, Lex Shark just scooped that ball up and just did it all himself against 3 defenders. Huge 50 at the end for Mixta. And
he owned all 3 of them.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Not gonna lie, kind of looked like an ML clip in my opinion.
Oh my God. Oh,
but
he's calling out Shark.
But Shark is Shark is an amazing player. I've seen Shark do things in other leagues that I can't even do in this league. So, but Shark is the master at fakes. So I got to give it to him.
Honestly, that was really
the entire team.
Especially he used that wave dash, right? And then he stopped himself, and then somehow he got just to the same speed within half a second. I don't understand how PL players get so fast, like so quickly. Like their acceleration rate is like times 10 of any.
Hold your drift.
But he wave dashed. How does he?
I mean, it's more like consistency and speed. Like I can't.
All right, Zach. All right, Zach. We get it. You know how to play the game, Zach.
Yeah.
I just learned like half flips last week.
But yeah, why am I coaching? $5, guys. I'm just kidding. No. I don't have coaching. I don't have coaching.
No, he doesn't. You wouldn't want his coaching anyways. So
yeah, I probably would. Slide in Zach these DMs anyways.
So great job from Black Shark there, though. I mean, I thought that was cool. Zach doesn't like it. That's all.
I like it. On the record, I like it. I just feel like we're another PL player's clip is coming up, and I think it's a little more efficient.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, why don't we go see that one? This is Alfredo from the Hurricanes, 3's PL as well. So, Alfredo, show us what you got. Let's run that clip.
I really thought afterwards to get that save. He was almost there. That was a great attempt.
Yeah, just like 5 more boosts and he would have got that. That's really a great redirect down middle as well. Another double touch? Oh my gosh.
Oh, Fredo.
2 double touches? That's a double touch, I guess.
Listen, I'll tell you what, this guy's making me hungry. I could really go for some fettuccine Alfredo right now with these saucy moves he's making.
Yeah, I mean,
nice shot.
I don't think you can get a tighter angle than that.
I mean,
I think if you brought the protractor out, put it on the wall, it would be at like literally almost 180, dude.
Yeah, so let me get this straight. Alfredo made that, or did Lefty hit that in?
But Alfredo made that.
Alfredo? All right, yeah. Alfredo.
I wasn't reading names. I was busy being amazed by the shot because that was great defense on their part. You can't be that mad at that. That was a great wall pass. The defender from the net came out perfectly, straight up at the ball. It was just an even better play by the shooter. Played it right off the wall, right around them, and then hit the absolute double of the century straight down into net.
Facts. That was just incredible, dude. I don't know how you can really defend something like that, especially when it comes to these players up in PL. I don't know how to defend them. So,
spoiler alert: PL players are good at the game.
Yeah, I guess so. Zach V, what's your professional opinion on this one?
I mean, it's the consistency. I love the consistency, like in PL. Like whenever they hit a shot like this, it's not really amazing. It's just the fact that they're able to do it over and over and over again without having to like stress about hitting the shot. Like most of the time when I play with PL players, they're like, "Oh, it's in," and the ball's not even halfway down. So it's just amazing how they can do this on stream too. Because if I was on stream, I would be like shaking while I'm playing. So, but good job to Alfredo with that shot. It was a nice shot.
Definitely.
Yeah, honestly, and we could tell by the polls already. Pokemon Go to the polls. Votes for your favorite. Your favorite person here. Alfredo is currently winning with 16 votes. We have about 5 seconds left.
Yeah, that's not close. I'm sorry.
Alfredo just had an amazing shot.
Oh, no love for ML. Timmy can get just one vote.
Sorry, ML doesn't matter anyways. That's why you're covering it, because we don't care.
Nah, but good shot, Alfredo. I give it to Alfredo. He's a really good player.
Yes, he is. I've heard his name around a lot, to be honest, especially from Pandy, I guess, talking about some solid players in PL, probably like the top players in PL, and Alfredo's always one to come up.
Yeah, definitely congrats to Alfredo. Well-deserved balls.
Yeah, oh my God, we didn't make a balls joke yet. You're right.
That's the best I got for you. Well-deserved balls. Those balls in net definitely deserve some balls for his house.
Honestly, I wonder, he handles balls so well in Rocket League. I wonder how well he handles balls.
We're gonna find it. We'll find out just when he gets them shipped to him.
I really hope the balls get to him as soon as possible. If he hasn't done a face reveal, I'm gonna need an Alfredo balls face reveal.
Yep. A ball reveal, if you would.
Ball. Oh my God. But
right, before we get yelled at, next segment.
Yeah. Let's go. Okay, week four. So okay, that's enough of that one. That was great. But now we're gonna do a preview of week 4 coming up, talking about what's going on with pick'ems, what's going on this upcoming week, who's looking good, and what's going on. So Quilly, why don't you take the wheel?
FL, we got some good matchups this week. The pick'ems, I got 2 pick'ems for you. My personal ones that I could talk about in the FL, the Pirates taking on the Spectres. Both of them in 2s, they are 8 and 7. So this is a quite even matchup. Personally playing the Pirates this week, I got absolutely throttled by a player named Kronos. He went full try hard mode. Swear it was insane what he was doing. He was everywhere on the field. So I know he's coming out, firing on all cylinders, ready to play. If he's playing again this week, it's going to be a long week for the Spectres. But they're also 8 and 7. So hopefully they give up a good fight. I think it's going to be a great matchup. I'm not sure if it's one of the stream matches. It could be one of these 2 are the stream matches, guaranteed. They might both be, for all I know. But it's a very big matchup. I think it's going to be insane for everyone to watch, and I think it's going to be insane for everyone to vote on, because that's 2 8 and 7 teams. You really don't know who's going to win. It's even as it can get.
Absolutely. I know you were talking about Spectre last week, and if they keep up the momentum they had from that reverse sweep, I think they could just take a 5-0 here.
Yeah, it's gonna. It might be huge. It might be huge, especially what it'll do for the standings this early. But moving on.
I can see that. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, talk, please.
I was gonna say the Spectres. Yeah, by looking at it right now, I have the conference standings right now. The Spectres and Pirates, literally one's right below the other. Just like you said, the Spectres, they reverse swept, right? We talked about that. They reverse swept. Yeah, if they can. By the end of that series, when they did reverse sweep, if they can keep that momentum and keep that, the willingness to win, I can see a really good outcome for the Spectres in this game. I really can.
Yeah, you got the Spectres, who have Prototype X as their great goalie, and you got Pirates, who have Kronos as their great offensive player. So it should be a great matchup.
Yeah, it really should. Both these teams have a lot of potential, and they got to bring it. If they don't bring it, well, then they're giving up the series, basically.
All right, moving on, we got the 3s matchup. We have the Hawks at 5 and 10, who are facing the 12 and 3 Knights. As stated before, Hawks got dominated by their new owner, BC Fluffy. So hopefully, going into 12 and 3 team, they got their work cut out for them again. The Knights are a powerhouse of a 3s team, so it's going to be a crazy. I hope they can bounce back. This is a week to see how tough they are, what their lineups are made of. You got it's not divisional matchup, so this is usually when you send out your worst lineups, or not as strong of lineups for the usage rates.
Really? Wow.
It's when you put out that you don't want to use up all your usage rates, but
I mean, but hey, just like the Hurricanes game with the Blizzards, don't always be too light on teams that are too low, because they can always come back.
That's what I'm saying.
Can make that 12. They will make that 12 and 3 record look like a 12 and something else. Or they could go 0 and 5, 4 and 1. So you never take teams like the Hawks very lightly. Never.
That's why I'm trying. That's why I picked this game, because Hawks, they have something to prove this week. I would expect them to send out probably one of their best lineups to try to salvage this 5-under record, and I think it should hopefully be a good matchup if it goes as I think it will.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally see where you're coming from, Quilly. 100%. Now let's have you do your ultra professional stuff here. The ultra professional stuff, thing you know most about.
As a borderline, if not already, AL player, I'm pretty equipped in this. Up there in Sal, maybe one day. But the Dodgers will be facing off against the Pandas in a race to come out on top. It will be a tight race and very close considering how close their matches are. However, unless the Pandas make a dramatic change to their game plan, I imagine the Dodgers are going to be taking away this series with ease. It's again, these close matchups. The records are close, but it doesn't show the whole picture. Like maybe they got unfavorable matchups. They're going against better teams. Maybe they couldn't get the right people available on certain weeks. The records are close, but I think Pandas should be taken away on the Dodgers. I think it should be a sweep, maybe.
What are their seeds in right now for AL? Are they high seeds?
I don't have.
Wait, no. We're talking about AL, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
AL twos. The Pandas are 4-11, and the Dodgers are 5-10.
Yeah, they're close records, but they're low. I remember they were close in record.
I can see what he says. The Pandas could come out here and have a good game and rise above and potentially make their way up into the 7 and 6 seed by the
exactly like what was happening with the Spartans last week. When in FL, where they were pretty, or sorry, no, it's CL, my bad, where they were pretty low, but they played against another low seed, and it boosted them into the middle of the pack, which is everything that a team needs here.
Every week is just as important as the last and the next, and so this, I think with this matchup being as close as it is, I think one strong outing could change the projection of their entire season.
Look at you using big words.
You figure them out sometimes. Sometimes they come to the top of the head. But moving on, we have the Comets that are facing off against the Bears this week, and I'm going to be giving it to the Bears. Is it me being a homebody because I'm a Bears player? Maybe this is the closest I'm getting to talk about my own team, but the Comets have found themselves lacking the threes department, and if this match against the Spectre is anything to show, while the Bears may not be making major breakouts in threes to start off with, they've shown potential to be a strong team like the Pirates. I think the Bears team, they're figuring out to come to their own. The chemistry, they're getting together as a heavily retained team. So I think they're all people that know each other, and I think just a couple weeks, and it's been a couple weeks, that they'll have it all. They'll all be clicking on all cylinders, and they'll be making a good push for the playoffs. And I think it could be starting this week.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I look at it, the Bears are 7-8, and the Comets are 5-10. I always love these teams that are more towards the bottom that are trying to make their way into the playoff seeds. We shouldn't really be talking about playoffs at this time, but you should be talking about teams that are looking to make the push into the playoffs, like into good seedings. And the Bears can make a good push at that 8th or 7th right now, but the Comets could get right in their way and just push themselves right back up. So, the Bears have a lot to do this weekend, and they have to prove that they can, hold themselves against not a very good team.
I'll tell you this much. The Bears are working hard.
Bears.
That's what I'll tell you. The Bears.
Sky, you play for the Bears, right?
You know who else plays for the Bears? Quilly plays for the Bears. We have two Bears.
You got 2 Bears and a Demolition.
Boo, Demolition. Boo. But no,
more like a Rhinos player.
Basically. I've heard him talk about the Rhinos, and I've heard him talk about the Demolition. But I think the AL.
I didn't even know you were on the Demolition. I'm gonna be completely honest. Whatever. that's how much.
The AL Bears getting a new pickup from FL, ranking out was Code Red Jack. He was a huge player in FL, and I think he could be a huge addition to the AL Bears team. And maybe it could help boost their themselves in the standings.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, well, let's jump into CL now. I'm going to talk about CL2's Blizzards versus Foxes, and this is going to be a great 2s match because the number 9 Foxes will try to defeat I believe the number 2 Blizzard. It might be number 1, but as I was saying earlier, Blizzard's on a hot streak. They got 3 wins, and the Foxes are going to look to end this. Note, this is also a pick'ems match, so be prepared. Watching the CL stuff, if you guys have voted for the Foxes or voted for the Blizzards, you guys are going to want to watch and pay attention to this matchup. Another twos match I'm looking out for is Pandas versus Dodgers. This is kind of why I was referring to Pandas versus Dodgers now, because I was like, I wonder if both those franchises are doing really well. Because in CL, both are doing fantastic. This is a match that needs to be put on affiliate. If we can get their twos and threes match on affiliate now, like get them on, because the number 3's Pandas are going to face the number 5 Dodgers in this twos match for the best positional spot. And this is a make or break game for the top slots. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about teams that are trying to go from the bottom to the middle of the pack. This team, if either of these teams get 5-0'd, they drop from the top to like the middle, and that's going to be harder to climb. You know what I mean? Because they're already there, so it's going to be a bit tougher for them. Outside of that, they both need some big wins to boost themselves over the pack. Because if they get big wins, then they're pretty much settled for the midseason, right?
Yeah, agreeable.
Definitely, you raised some good points. Like we keep saying, even though Zach's not a firm believer in this all mattering for playoffs, it all matters for playoffs. Every week counts.
Every game does count. Every game does count.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to keep talking about the Pandas versus Dodgers here real quick, because like I said earlier, they are both good in twos and threes. So they are number 3 and 5 together in twos. In threes, they are number 2 and 4 seeds. That's how good they are, that they're high up in both not divisions, both why can't I think of the word, guys? Help me out here.
Conference?
League? Conference?
No, they're in the same conference.
Division.
Twos and threes. What did
game modes?
Game modes. Game modes. Yeah, there we go.
Not gonna lie, that flew out of my head. I was like, what are you really trying to say?
All three of our non-working brain cells could not figure out the name.
Okay, so yeah, this week is gonna be a great week for both those teams, and I'm sure they're gonna be practicing hard for this matchup because they need to. They need to. So talking more about threes coming up, we got the Express versus the Hive, and this match may be a 1st seed Express versus a 9th seed Hive team. But let me tell you this matchup is going to be way closer than you expect, because the Express are 12 and 3, and the Hive are 10 and 5. And you may be like, how is that an 8 seed difference, right? Well, just how it is sometimes. So I'm assuming that the Hive are going to really try to boost themselves from this 9th seed. You know, if they go up even a little bit, I believe that 5 teams are 10 and 5 right now in CL. So if they go 5-0 and the other teams go 4-1, that boosts them up from the 9th seed to like the 5th seed. Pretty nice if you ask me. So the Hive are going to be out for them.
Yeah,
and this is for standards, right?
Yeah, this is for standard.
It's I mean, yeah, looking at it, 10 and 5, 12 and 3. You know, both division leaders. You know, the Hives have something to prove. They definitely do have something to prove, especially against the number 1 team in standards in the Blue Conference.
Yeah.
And if the Hives really go out there and they prove to be that team that can overtake the Express, all the other teams will really feel like maybe the Hives are the real deal. You know, just because they're division leaders doesn't mean that they might be the big deal. But if they take down the number 1 team, they're going to be the big deal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like we keep saying, with how important all these games are, one great series, one bad series can, with how close it is this early, it could tank you, or it could propel you up to greatness. So it's either you're playing from your backs against the wall early, or you can set yourself off so you're sitting high and mighty off the rip.
Alrighty, well, that's enough from CL. Let's get your ML professionality again, Mr. Zach V.
Alrighty, for twos, this is probably the only time that I ever talk about my team. But twos, I have pick'ems for Outlaws at demos and twos. You know, both of our teams are, well, the Outlaws just dropped out of their division race. You know, they're not the leaders of the division, but in the beginning of the season, they were 10-0, going 5-0, 5-0. Amazing team with Skylar, Levany, Evil, amazing team. And my team, my team is they were very good. We started off slow with a 3-2 win, but last week we bounced back with a 5-0 win. So I will be playing in this game, and I do hope that my team, me and my teammate, can go out and push our way up into this conference and make a name for ourselves.
Well, I thought you were on the Rhinos until like 5 minutes ago.
No. I know. I keep talking about the Rhinos, and I'm not even on the team.
Can we put a trade request in?
No, my team would probably decline that like in 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, but I have faith in if you're voting, you got to be voting demos just because Zach V's there.
By the way, Midget is biased and only has his teams win every game. He's leader.
I mean, I have, but my team, maybe our team could win, but I don't like being too quick on decisions. I like to see how the game plays out. You know, both teams going into this game are really good teams. Anything could happen. I'm never biased towards a team that's going to win. So
no,
good luck to the
but
Outlaws.
midget is biased.
Yeah, I know.
And
very.
he's going to decide who wins, basically.
Insider.
So good luck.
He makes the phone call. He'll be like, change the outcome right now. I'm not having this.
Yeah. So by the way, his PayPal is
just click on his Discord profile and then you see the PayPal at the bottom. It has it linked. To move on for threes, Bulls at Flames. Going into the season, those were two of the most anticipated teams going into the season. If I'm not gonna lie, all I've ever heard was Bulls, Flames, and to see these teams just go out and perform, they've actually made a good name for themselves. They kind of had a setback in the beginning of the season, a little bit. Like the Bulls right now, they are at 7-8, while the Flames are 10-5. But the Bulls can definitely push themselves up into that wild card seed at this point if they get a good win out of this. I know that Def US and Sharu and Snipes, really good players. If them three are playing in this game, I could see a potential Bulls 4-1 or even a 5-0.
That'd be great for them for sure. I mean, we're coming into the non-divisionals now, conference play-ins, and you know these two teams playing against each other. They need to keep their momentum, right? And if they don't keep this momentum going into the conference games, it's going to be tough for them to keep up. And they both these teams need it.
Yeah, I mean the Flames have a really good team too with Yoki. Sorry, my mind is like a little fried right now, but Yoki, Xavier. Those are the only two well-known people I know that team, but I know the Flames have a really good threes roster. And I could see it could really go either way with those teams. Those teams are just really good. And those are the teams, these two teams I like to say are the teams that like to close it out. If you need a closeout win, the Flames or the Bulls would close out and get that series win for you.
Yeah, I completely see where you're saying there. But now, why don't you give us some information about PL?
Alrighty, PL. Thank you, Pandy. Pandy helped me out with this. Pandy is very, very helpful friend. The Rhinos are currently 1-9. The Rhinos are currently 1-9 in their last 10 threes games, while going 4-6 in their last 10 twos games. They're looking to bounce back in the standings this week with Just Tuck, a top five player in PL, going 2-13 in their last 15 games. Tuck is going to play with his hair on fire. Pandy wrote this week to get back where he wants the Rhinos to be. The Sabres are coming off a close loss against the number 1 Lightnings in threes, and they are facing a struggling Rhinos team, so they are going to try and stun them this week. Sabres are showing a lot of promise in this early season.
Nice. Great job for the Sabres. I know that Sabres were when I talked earlier in the open net stuff, I talked about how Sabres were looking kind of good. And then a lot of people made fun of me. So I'm glad to see that maybe I wasn't as wrong as I thought.
This guy being right is a very, very uncommon feat. So congrats to you.
Thank you. Honestly, could you give me like a trophy or something like that?
Take the small ones. Take the small. Here's a Febreze can. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, there's a trophy on deck. He's got a trophy on deck.
Thank you.
I have a dog.
Oh, I'll take it.
I should have brought the crackers. Just showed her the crackers right here.
You earned one cracker.
Yeah, you earned one cracker. Just break the cracker on the camera. All right, moving on to threes. Lightnings at Wolves. This is arguably the matchup of the season thus far. Wolves have the best record in PL, with the Lightning's 1 game back tied for second. Afterburner, his team on his back last week, but with every player on the Wolves roster contributing with a win, has built a massive momentum for the Wolves. They're going to be tough to stop. Lightnings are power ranked 1 in threes, but with the Wolves having a 12-3 record, wow, that's amazing. This matchup is going to be an intense battle for the best record going into the bye week.
Well, you know, we hear that the Lightnings, as Zach V likes to say, Lightnings.
Sorry, it's repetitive. It's repetitive.
Yeah, the Lightnings are doing pretty good. Pandy's on Lightning, right?
Lightning.
Lightning.
Because if you look in the chat, everybody's like lightnings.
Lightnings.
Chat will not let you live it down.
No, it's never gonna live down. They're actually the lightnings now. It's just like the compasses last season.
Hey.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for that information on PL Zachary, and shout out to Pandy for assisting him out with that one. We are now going to shoot ourselves into the Meet the FMs episode 2 with the amazing Piggy Buggy. So why don't we go and take a look at that interview? Hello, everybody. I am here with the amazing Piggy Buggy. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. How are you?
I'm doing great, Piggy. Thank you for asking. I'm excited to have you. And if you don't mind, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alrighty. Since this is your first season as a franchise manager, what capabilities do you have that makes you stand out?
I mean, I have a good amount of history in MLE now. I've gotten many opportunities to be franchise staff, a part of a couple of different franchises. So, I mean, I know my way around a team. I know I'm very like active with my team. I'm doing check-ins with everyone, and you know, I'm just there for the team whenever we need.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's great to hear. You can tell you're really jumping into your position very strong. And what you were saying kind of leads into my next question. So the Spartans have over 3 grand final appearances, but how do you plan on curating more grand final worthy teams?
Well, right now, between me and Spike, we like during the off season, we did tons of, tryouts. We worked with the CL team and, helped make our CL team. Spike had built our AL team. The FL team was already kind of just pre-built. We retained a lot of people. Um, and then, Soul took on, the ML captain again this season, and he's been such a great captain. So we're just we're always active. We're always playing with each other. AL is a little bit less than, but like I always see CL and ML always on, always in VCs, and it's just they're always scrimming and trying to find time to do games with each other.
Yeah, that's really awesome to see. You're creating a really strong base for yourself, not only as a franchise manager, but as a franchise, right? You're really
Ye-
spreading your wings there. Great job. Yeah. Okay, so another question I have for you is once you assumed the role of franchise manager, were there any obstacles that you faced that maybe you didn't anticipate in your consideration of the role?
Yeah. So when I got FM, it was like right after B++ had stepped down. So the retention forms were already filled out. And so I had to go back through. I had to like talk to everyone and see who still wanted to stay because some people were staying with the franchise just for B++, not for me. So I had to, reach out to everyone, see who still wanted to stay, see who wanted to leave. And, there was no hurt feelings if you wanted to leave. I got it. It's, I'm not B++. I'm a whole different person. And like that was one thing that I definitely I was stressed about, but I made it through. I survived.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's very humble of you to sit there and be like, no, I know I'm not B plus plus, but I'm gonna make the franchise the best I can for yourself, right? I think that's awesome, Piggy. I think that's awesome. So, given that, is there anyone that you'd like to shout out for motivating you to become a franchise manager?
Yeah, there's two people, well, 2 to 3 people that come in mind. All my past FMs that, I had Jamesy on the Wizards, he picked me up for their FL team, gave me a chance to be a part of that. And then the last 2 seasons with working with Shrexel on the Wolves, being able to get an AGM spot there and learning the ropes of some of the franchise positions, and then being drafted to the elite last season and getting an AGM spot right away, and then working my way to GM with DK. I was very appreciative of that.
Yeah, sounds like you have some really awesome people behind you. Jamesy actually popped up last interview with Delta. So it looks like Jamesy is very, very popular here. So I guess a big shout out to Jamesy for that one. But diving a little bit onto the tip of the iceberg here, Why is your name the Piggy Buggy?
So back, I think it was middle school. I had like the Xbox 360, and I had like randomly generated a name, and it was like the something buggy, and I changed the like whatever was in between it to Piggy because pigs are like my favorite animal. So it, like, and that's just the username, and that's what I've stuck with for
I see.
years on years now.
That's awesome. You know, I wish I could say that I had such a cool name when I was, you know, on Xbox 360, but mine was so nerdy. I don't even want to talk about it. You know, maybe it'll be revealed in a different interview or something. I don't want to talk about it right now. Okay, so this next question might be the most important question I have. Okay, Piggy, are you ready for this one?
Yeah, I'm ready.
What temperature do you prefer your drinking water? Room temperature, slightly chilled, or on ice?
I prefer to like cold water from the refrigerator, but I can always go for room temperature. But
Okay.
I would really prefer cold, like from the refrigerator.
Then I appreciate your honesty. And given that, we are now going to jump into some trivia questions. Now, these are going to make or break the interview here for you. All right. So, question number 1 is going to be, what is the salary cap for Foundation League?
Like the highest you can go? 10 cell.
Oh, no, sorry. The salary
Oh,
cap, like,
for the whole week.
like how much a team
40.5.
That is correct. Wow. You know, I even had some listed. I actually had some listed here just in case you needed me to give you some answers. But wow, that was you were on
Yeah,
it.
we.
Okay.
Cap is well known with the FL Spartans.
I guess so. I guess so. Well, okay. So, what season did the Spartans join MLE?
That one, I'm gonna take a guess and say season 6.
You were close. You know, Delta guessed that same exact thing last time. It was actually season 5, and the same 8-team expansion that the Hurricanes were added as well. Okay, question number 3. So we're 1-1. 1-1. Not bad. Not bad right now. Question number 3 is, who is our main sponsor for Play of the Week? Would you like me to list some?
No, I watch OpenNet all the time. It's Balls Guarana.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, I love that. Love to hear that. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna ask you 2 more questions. How many matches are there in an MLE season?
Yeah, excluding playoffs or with playoffs?
Not including playoffs.
Okay, there's 10 matches.
There are 10 matches. Okay, we got 3 out of 4. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. This one might be a bit tough. Might be easy. You know, y'all, the tough questions you found really easy, so I don't know how you're gonna feel about this one. What is the highest salary you can get in MLE?
20 cell in PL.
Oh my god, you're right. Okay, 4 out of 5 questions. Okay, well, okay, so that's the new record to beat right now for all.
Well, I missed the one.
It's 4. Was that? Didn't I ask you 5 questions? 4 out of 5, right?
Yeah, you've answered. Yeah, you've asked 4. Yeah. I missed one.
All right. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But that is all I have for us today, Mrs. Piggy Buggy. So thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course, of course. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Welcome back. I have changed shirts so fast. That's how cool I am. You know what I mean? Like, it's just I was wearing white, and now I'm blue. That was definitely live, 100%.
Very in character.
Yep.
I didn't swallow my cracker in time.
Don't worry. I cut mine off half short just for the show.
I don't have any. I'm a loner. Okay. Well,
I just made a mess of my.
Alrighty, so now we're gonna jump into power rankings, everyone's favorite part of the show here. We love looking at numbers, and we can promise that they lie unless they don't. All right, we are now also in red. We love the look. So shout out to Bear, Wasabiaki, and Deshaki for making this FL power rankings. Let's shoot that up and have Quilly talk about it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
The red is such a change. It's so different.
I know, I like the red. I'm not gonna lie. Whoever made the red, good for you.
Honestly, props.
But we got the FL's changes this week. The biggest groovers, the Pirates, who absolutely, like I said, dominated Quilly and the Bears. Very demoralizing to see them the ones taking the big leap because they beat me up. Comets taking a big 3-spot drop. They were one of the top teams. Pretty sure they were was that last week? They were number 3, dropping down to 4. Hopefully, it's not a trend for them. But you got 1 and 2 Outlaws and Hive still leading the pack. They're staying strong. I'm surprised the Jets are as high as they are. I guess their two team is at least one of the good teams. Jot's definitely not getting on top, though. I can tell you that. But
Jot's not on top.
No, definitely not on top. But other than that, we got the Aviators who dominant they played with BC Fluffy. I'm surprised they're still sitting 10, but a 14-10. They're on the big board, and that's all they can ask for. But yeah, it's a whole lot of moves this week. A lot of moves this week, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Top 5 stays pretty strong, but the Wizards finding themselves from 7 all the way up to 3. So big congrats to them. There's a lot of moves, a lot of changes this week.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can see that some new people up here are the Pirates and the Aviators, right? The two teams that weren't on it last week. I don't know who dropped out from this week, but props to the Pirates and Aviators really jumping in. The Pirates with doubles, even though they lost against the Spectre this last week, they still moved up.
The Bears are one of the teams that fell out. The Bears, Bears,
yeah,
and the Hawks.
It's okay.
Sorry, Bears.
Yeah, sorry, Bears. It's completely. I can say sorry, Bears, because it's completely my fault. So it is on me.
It's okay.
Quill knew he was going to host this episode too, and he was like, "Dang it."
It's kind of what it's like to be the host, is that you have to play and then you have to know going into this that you played like crap, and then you have to go on camera.
And be like,
it really do be like that.
Sorry,
it happens. It's a week to week thing. I'll take the blame for it. I'm
all right. Enough depresso mode from Quilly. Let's throw up the double power rankings for AL and get a little bit more lighthearted, because we'll be less sad that it's not Quilly's fault, although it is Quilly's fault.
It's always Quilly's fault. Let's be honest here. But we have a big. It's a much bigger league, or a much bigger week. There's a whole lot more teams in this, so again, it gets a little more confusing with the AL, the big transition FL to AL. But a lot of moves. We got the Flames, who moved all the way from 11 to 5. You have the Rhinos, who made a 12-spot jump.
What a beast!
25 to 13. Zach V, I know that gets you happy, as we're seeing the Rhinos prosper. You got the Blizzards, who go from 2 to 1, and I don't even the Shadows go all the way from 1 all the way back to 9. That is a
tough drop.
Fall.
That's a tough drop, dude.
That's not even a drop. That's a plummet.
I remember like 2 weeks ago, the Blizzards were like number 1 in everything. And I think it was just hilarious. And like the AL Blizzards are literally the only team that's like a number 1 right now that I know of in power rankings. So I'm telling you, the Blizzards are holding it down in AL.
They really are. And nice little shout out for the Foxes and Sabres again, who played on stream this weekend. We love talking about them today for some reason. Here they are. Sabres only went down 2 with the loss. I mean, I guess it was only a 3-2 loss, but still, you know what I mean. They're dropping down to the 10th, and Fox is luckily going up from 9 to 8. So,
do you think Sabres, being that they saw they had higher sprocket ratings and still going down in the power rankings, do you think that upsets them even more with the loss?
Yeah, I know. I know a couple people on that Sabres team. They definitely came to me and they were mad. They were mad. They were mad. But hey, it'd be like that sometimes. What can you do?
You better at card soccer.
Yeah, that's a fact. Just get better. That's what MLE's for. It's for you guys to get better and get coaching from people like Zach V. He's the best.
Exactly. DM
Brought
him.
to you by Crackers.
Crackers and balls.
Let's throw up the CL power rankings now and see what we can talk about here. Okay, so top team Outlaws, they've been doing really good this season for doubles. I mean, we played against them a couple weeks ago, and what can I say? I didn't play in that match, but we lost. So props to Outlaws. Blizzard also doing well. Blizzard is just a really good franchise, and they have been. They've been really proving themselves in the more recent seasons than ever that they are one of the top contenders, like the Hurricanes. Like the Hurricanes always have solid rosters, always have solid things going on with them. And the Blizzard is saying, hey, that's us too. And they're going to keep proving it because in CL, in AL, and even PL and ML, they're all just coming around. They're like, hey, we're going to be in top 10 at least one of these things, and we're going to prove to you why we're the best franchise out here. Although I don't agree with that. Props to them.
Big shout out to the top 5 teams. 4 of the 5 staying the same too. Tyrants working their way in all the way from 8. Big move for them. And Puffins with a 10 spot drop.
That's tough.
I don't think that's as bad. Puffins 10 drop, 10 spot
I do
drop.
remember last week talking about how I don't remember. I don't ever hear about the Puffins, and I would just like to say that I was right yet again. So
that's it. You're in another cracker. You're right again. Good job. He did it.
So then we got the Foxes coming up from the 15 spot. Great job, Foxes. Looks like they're really jumping in here. Knights dropping down from the 4th. I'm actually a bit surprised that they dropped down from the 4th here, considering that I don't think they had the worst week this last week. But yet again, power rankings are kind of based on a little bit of everything other than just rank. So I don't completely know why they're there, but I could understand why. I at least respect that they're top 10 for sure. Like, props to the Knights. Comets also doing good. The Bears play against the Comets this upcoming week, so we'll see what happens. So Zach V, are you ready to talk about ML? Your favorite league ever? Because that's what I'm going to force you to do right now. Let's throw up.
Alrighty, so I gotta stretch this. All right, so top 5 teams: the Puffins, the Ducks, Comets, Rhinos, and Bulls. The Puffins, they, as I said before, they're 14-1 in total combination record. They are 14-1, and in twos, all I've ever seen from them is just 5-0s. D-Scout and Doomsucker are probably 2 of the best twos players in ML as of right now, and they prove it every week when they come out and play. We dropped the Outlaws very far down because of that 5-0 loss. The 2 players that did play in Outlaws, they didn't really get above a good Sprocker rating, and me and Jarhead felt like, the Outlaws really took a big step back, and there were a lot of teams, even if they lost, a lot of games this week in twos or a lot of 3-2s, but the Outlaws really took a big hit. A team that did come back up was the Comets. The Comets did 5-0 this week. They previously, the last week against my team, they got 5-0 in twos, and we dropped them significantly very low. The Rhinos, my favorite team as usual, they popped in. We said earlier they 5-0'd. And the Bulls had a good game this week. I think they 3-2'd, but we did drop the Blizzards down. The Shadows pulled themselves back up with a 4-1 win. And my team at number 10, we did take a significant drop, but it wasn't as a big drop that we should be placed out of the top 10. And me and Jar had agreed on that.
Saying it might be a little collusion on the inside, but a 30 spot drop by the Outlaws.
Yeah,
I mean, they went from first to worst.
Yeah,
that's an insane.
I don't even know how that happens. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I don't even know if that's like physically possible, but I like it and I like the number because this is definitely an open net record. Take a screenshot. Remember
that doesn't mean that they're terrible. Like, I could see in the comments, people are saying it's a little disrespect. They're not a bad team, but when you just previously go 10-0 and you automatically lose 5-0, that other teams are going to be put above you. Teams that want to prove to win, teams that do win. And you don't just go 5-0-5 and stay in the top 10. You got to let the other teams push ahead of you. Maybe they come out this next week and they perform really well, and then they prove me wrong and me and Jarhead wrong. But as of right now, me and Jarhead feel like they deserve a little bit of that significant drop.
All right, I respect it because Outlaws are in my division, and I want Bears to be on top. And obviously, Bears aren't number 31 or 32, so. That's all I care about.
Next one.
That's a crazy drop.
All righty, let's throw up PL and let's see what we can talk about here. These entire 10 teams.
Their own land.
Indeed, they're an island.
Yeah, actually, island. Yeah, trop, whatever.
Yeah.
As we see, the Pandas stay in at number 1 for twos. My thing's a little blurry, but I think I see the Lightnings pushed up 3 spots, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yeah, they
that's
did.
Correct. That's what it says, my friend.
Talking about the Lightnings. The Lightnings are a very good twos team. The Shadows, they pushed up 8 spots. The Wolves 7, and the Rhinos actually pushed down 2 spots. And yeah, I mean, I really don't know how to talk about PL specifically for power rankings, but I think this looks pretty fine to me.
I mean, it's the premier island. So, I mean, I can't really say much for what they're all going on. They're all nuts at the game. That's all I know about it.
What I expect to see, considering everything that I've been talking about, because I'm the professional here, obviously, is that I expect Sabres to go up from 9 by the next power rankings.
I can see.
I mean, there's a lot of promising coming up, and I think Sabres have a really good chance of coming up. I'm surprised Blizzard is actually at 8 now. I didn't really pay attention to their games this last weekend, so that's on me. But I do think Blizzards have a solid team, so I'm kind of surprised that they're number 8.
And this PL power ranking was made by Pandy, Just Tuck, and J-Dubs. So if you have any questions, hit their DMs.
Bother them.
Yes.
Hit them with the message request.
Yep. And one thing I forgot to do was shout out the other people who made some of these solo. I'm just going to go out with the list. AL was made by Midget, Matt Damon, and Crazy. Thank you so much for that. CL was by Krager32, Ruben Sandwich. ML was Zach V and Jarhead, as we said before. And then we got Pandy, Just Tuck, and J-Dubs here.
Did we miss FL?
I said FL earlier, but I can say it again.
Just go back to
it. All right. You know, I know they want to shout out.
We got to give the
Bear,
FL love.
Wasabiaki, and Deshjockey.
There we go. Sorry, just making sure the FL gets their love. Just making sure.
All right, fair enough. All right, well, that is all for tonight. A special thanks to all of our PR organizers, Midget, Deshjockey, Pandy, and Crazy. And, you know, since that's it for the night, Zach V, is there anything you'd like to say before we go?
You know, have a fun week. You know, enjoy this week before we go on our bye week. Right, bye week is next week?
Yeah, that is correct. We do have a bye week, so no show next week, guys. It's going to be in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so, you know, enjoy the week, you know, spend time, grind. Don't grind too much. Go outside, have fun, touch grass. But, yeah, have fun, and see you guys in 2 weeks. I'm probably not going to be in the next episode, but see you guys in 2 weeks.
Quilly? What do you have to say?
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to also now be the FL and now the AL aficionado. I'm stepping out the comfort zone because I know so much about it. Zach V said touch grass. Don't listen to him. We don't know what grass is. Work on your flip resets. Work on your musties. Work on it all. And don't forget to consume your balls, guarana, and crackers this week.
Facts. We need more balls. Well, thank you all for coming, and we will see you in 2 weeks.